I'm going to continue to talk about Invincible, in this case the origin issue. At long last, the secret origin of Monster Girl. She went to one of those rich people's schools, and for only boys, only girls. So those for girls. The kind that costs more than most that games they called. The kind that takes a senior trip to Europe. She was pretty went to everywhere. She worked hard, to skipped a few grades, was going to grade 2 years early. She grew up fast, she even fell in love all too early. That was her first mistake. Her second mistake was refusing to let go, despite some persuasion from her overbearing grandmother. Her third mistake was being seen. The love of her life's grandmother, was a practitioner of arcade magic, spells, incarnation, hexes, curses. She would never know exactly what had happened to her. In time, she would start to assume she had contacted some sort of weird European STD. Of course, at first, she had no idea what had happened. At first, the changes were still very much involuntary, something that made the plane ride home pretty difficult. It took her no time at all to find a use for her new ability. It took her a little longer to notice the adverse effects to her psychology. She eventually pieced together the more she used her powers, the younger she would get, and the longer and more powerful another form would become. She tried to use her powers less and less, but it seemed there was always something that required her attention. So she gave up trying and continuing to use her powers with no regards for the kind of damage it was doing to her. Remember, she was a pampered little rich girl. They don't usually deal with these kind of things very well. And that was the origin of Monster Girl. It's a bit iffy in some aspects, and very 2000s if I'm being honest. This one was drawn by... I'm not sure, sorry. I don't have it with me. Uh, it's funny how it shows the original design of what she looked before. But yeah, I can see why they didn't use this for the show. They already toned her down a bit, and this is a bit much. At long last, the secret origin of Rexplode. Things didn't start so well with Rexplode. He was born into a parent family. He had no food, no money, no friend, and no future. Then things got worse. You give me what I want, I'll give you whatever you always wanted. I can take you from this place, make your wildest dream come true. This hell of your life will soon be a distant memory. I'll ask for return is the boy. The deal was made. Rex was taken. He was seen in all manners of gymnastics and fighting. His muscle tissue was chemically altered to make it denser, to make it stronger. He was giving other enhancements. He went to change molecules to unstable, making any inorganic object explosive. It is unknown how Rex was singled out, or exactly what his use was ultimately going to be. For a time Rex was sent to far-off lands, to very bad things, to very bad people. At least he was told they were bad people. For a time he was loyal, very loyal, until he escaped. He was never told what happened to his parents, why he was taken from them. He had to find out. When he did, he was devastated. So next thing, Rex is acting like a jerk. A little compassion. It doesn't make up for everything he's done. And maybe be just a little bit more understanding next time he goes and makes an ass of himself. That was the origin of Explode. As I've said already, It was expanding to different origins, which is slightly different. But I plan to one of these days also read it. At long last, the secret origin of the immortal. All one can keep tears up. How many more years of tears do I have in me? The lost colleagues, the betrayal, the injuries I've sustained. What more does this life have to offer for me? Mate, it's time for me to move on. Take next step in my life of rebirth and reinvention. A life I hardly ever remember. I remember an accident long ago. 10 years of wandering, but in my memory, it's so shocking. I fought for King's honor. I discovered new lands. I defended them. I through new rules. And then defended, and then again, until eventually defending in another way entirely. And I have lived this life long enough. It is time for me to move on. Leave this life behind and become someone new. I, maybe I'll stick with just a little bit longer. Does the origin of your model? It's fast. Yes, this is not where the Evermicron stuff uh, appear for the first time. It's subtle. It's almost could be interpreted as something else. I liked it how it was used in the show. Not yet. At long last, the second origin of Duplicate. Ancient China. The ruthless warlord Fang Shan was fighting his way to the Emperor with one goal in mind, taking control of the Chinese Empire. Shan was skilled, found out, and was making his way to the Emperor and it was brutal efforts. Some would say Shao was a freedom fighter, saving out from evil powers. Others would claim Shao was little more than a power hungry madman. Regardless of his true motives, his goal was achieved. Months before his death, the Emperor cursed Pun Sha. Seventh generation, after Sha's seven grandchildren, will be burdened with family too large for him to care, and would drive him mad. As far as conscious go, Pun Sha got off lights. And was a few later, stood around distant relatives of Pun Sha, was in the hospital with his wife, months before the birth of their first child. He was seventh generation after Sha's seventh grandchild. In tragic turn of fate, Chang's wife died in childbirth, leaving Chang to raise their twins, who we named Paul and Kate. Chang never took a new wife, and for them, it appeared King would go unfulfilled. But Uber's wish would not be denied. Paul and Kate were multiplying, and the coming weeks' tidings would only get worse. And the old son lost his mind under the continually increasing pressure. He was cut off as Ellen, and one of Kate's and Paul's became wards of the state. The source of Kate and Paul's powers was never discovered, despite hundreds of scientists starting to study them over our time. When they reached puberty, both Kate and Paul gained control of their powers, able to multiply and absorb their duplicates at will. They became a teenage Iraq too, righting wrongs and keeping the world safe. Duplicate became a member of the Teen Team, and later in the the second version of Guardians of Blood, where she continues to fight crime to this day. The controversies of Sosa's multiplying are unknown. Yes, that's the origin. It's also a bit stereotypical, especially if you analyze it. I like the bits they used in the show, even if it's still a bit much. Uh, but it's an explanation. Alright, not yet anyway. The story itself on a rather sad note. Maybe I have to restart somewhere. Oh, sorry, let me start. At long last, the secret origins of Adam and Eve. Story starts out on a rather sad note. Hey, we have to start somewhere. I'm sorry, I am so sorry. Oh, Excellency, I'm sorry, there was just nothing I could do for her. The everything I shown about was out of my hands. You are of your line, Dr. Bradworth. So project you could share consulted me for a civilian hospital. Dr. Rogers, listen to me. There isn't enough time to get the test of it. Where's the birth screening? I know it's dead. That's million tax dollars were not the right bad word. If you make it tomorrow to losing your job over this, I'll be surprised. I don't Rex, you looking? I have your baby right here. It was just going to go for a while, but the doctors were able to save it. But we're told. Adam, shush. Please, just accept the miracle. Our baby's alive. Our Samantha everywhere. From there, things went on pretty much like any other normal family life until things started happening. Oh, you almost said it. Say apple, Samantha. You can say apple. Say it when you do. Bet you he would never realize that what she shot was the outbuilding of a actually got van apple is the raven. Keep playing, Samantha, and drop your parents into come early to see that you're still up. Happy to bed as soon as I figure out why Mercury is leaking into it surrounded by soil on perimeter table. Guess it's fine now. I haven't seen you, which is my next door outwards electronic inspired Sweden. She is stable quite stable. 65 letters as preceded and therefore don't often inform can compose means like the get to one so the version of the atoms working at best look at that room temperature. Would be happy to us matter of school. Our two schools in the science portions are impressive. I'm sure most of the others will shortly brought up to 7 level. We will be able to give a break on the tuition. Oh, Samantha, do you hear that? Huh? I could do with that. I just got at the science stuff. I'm not kicking out. I'll have no shooting on my table. Finish shooting in your room. I don't want chicken. I want a cheeseburger. Huh? I thought that everything your parents would leave her alone so much that we can do practice our powers. It took her very little time to learn to use them. She has put them into good use. There, Doc, they would be taking experiments on you now. You're safe now. You're all safe. Miss Wilkins. Why you? You don't know my name. I could be considered your father. In a sense, I give you a power. It's very important to listen to it. You were the subject of unusual experiments found by the government. They're going to turn you into a weapon, like an laughter. What you do is very dangerous. I should your death. Replace you with the baby you had died during the riot. So you could ever live with the Wilkins family. But you have to stay a secret. If you they learn of your powers being used, they will know you live. They won't stop until they recover you. You must stop this at once. Stop using your powers for anything, forever. They must not discover your survival. If they found you, they will take you. You'll be nothing more than a weapon. Your life, as you know it, will end. I wish she found a way to avoid this all. But that's a story for another time. The special. Not only the television one, which if you watch this is very familiar, but there's later comic one, which that one I'll probably not cover because the special is a very adequate adaptation of it. This is like the basic elements of the first half, at least, which the show expanded. And well, that's it. The, afterwards, it's just the issue with science stuff. Oh, if you don't know the comics, uh, it's a science dog and it's a science dog. It's a weird change, but I get it somewhat. So I hope you're all enjoying my Invisible shorts and everything. I'll hope to post this as well.